my name is Jamie Rue. It's the third day of Camp NaNoWriMo, and I've written 4,917 words. I'm in the middle of writing an action scene right now, and it's super hard. Today I'm going to talk about scenes that you're not familiar with writing, because that's what I'm doing right now. I don't write action scenes. I'm really into contemporary because that's what I do with my life. Things don't explode and I'm not in dangerous situations, but that's not interesting. If you put that in a book, no one's going to want to read that. Or if you're the opposite, you can't write those scenes of like romance. How do you write those scenes? What do you do when you need to write a scene that takes place in Switzerland or Saskatchewan or China or something? You've never been to those places. What are you supposed to do? First, I would recommend the internet. You know, Reddit is a beautiful place when it comes to like, I need resources to do this thing. What Reddit does is it allows people that have actually been to those places to tell you about those places. In 2013, my first NaNoWriMo, I wrote about an aerial silk performer that performed at a circus. I didn't know what that was like, obviously. I don't like frequent circuses. I don't know what being an aerial silk performer entails. I don't know what the circus life is like. I don't know where they go when they're not performing. You know, I didn't know any of this stuff. I went on Reddit and I contacted some people who had like been in a circus, and I was like, hey, will you help me out with this thing? So it's not impossible to find what you need on the internet, but what if it's not a place? What if you don't need to know what winter is like in Korea? What if you don't need to know what an airport looks like? What if you need to know, like, how would a person react to this situation? What happens when it's a fundamental, you're just not sure how to write this type of scene? What happens when you're me and you can't write action? You can read books. I'm reading books that I know have a lot of action, and it's not necessarily action. It can be like fast-paced scenes that just like bizarre things happen, because there are some weird things happening in my novel, and you know, that doesn't happen all the time. What would your reactions be? It's really hard to put yourself into the shoes of an impulsive person who does stuff like on impulse. That's how people react. And so what you think might happen is not always what happens. So how do you write those scenes? I think these books are pretty good examples of what you can do. You can read something like this, some fantasies. This is the last book in the Percy Jackson series. This is the first one. He gets himself into some bizarre situations, and this one's good because it's the first time he's being exposed to them. He gets himself in a lot of fast-paced action, like I'm gonna stab some people type stuff. Same goes for something like this book, written by the same author, Rick Riordan. People are introduced to weird things in this novel. Like, this is not normal. Through books, you get to experience things that you haven't experienced before, like, ever. These books, they're both about kids who find themselves in a completely weird situation, a situation that they never expected to be in, where they're finding out something that will, like, radically change their lives forever. This is something where both these characters are like, what is going on with my life right now? You need a book where things are weird and doesn't make sense. Reading books like these and finding out these characters' reactions is hugely helpful. Same goes for like the Harry Potter series or the Mortal Instruments series or any series where this kind of thing happens, especially if you're writing like fantasy like I am. If you want to know what it's like to be in love or in a relationship, these books are hugely helpful. These books show a whole bunch of this one especially. This is like a collection of cute love stories, holiday centric, but still love stories, and it's adorable, and you can see people react to like falling in love and being in love. And same goes with like Rainbow Rowell's books and Stephanie Perkins' books and John Green's books. Any romance novel really, if you need to know what it's like to kiss a person or to feel those feelings that you feel when you're in love, these books will help you. I'm not sure if John Green, the author of these books, The Fault in Our Stars being like the most famous one that he wrote, I'm not sure if it's John Green that coined this quote, but it's a very important quote, and he said, reading is the only apprenticeship that writers have, and that's true. No one teaches you how to write, so if you need help writing a scene, turning to a vast collection of books is probably your best option. If you need to know about these experiences, then you have that knowledge around you. You just need to find it in a book. I'm gonna go try to write that action scene now. Bye.